On a very special episode of the Gamer Girl podcast, Maddie is joined by guest Liz to discuss Ash's journey across the Pokémon anime.
Hey, what's going on? You're listening to the Gamer Girl podcast. I'm your host, Maddie, and joined by me is my good friend, Liz.
Hey!
So today we're talking all things Pokemon anime in honor of Ash leaving very soon. Or he just left.
I think they're still doing those episodes, actually.
I saw that there was a trailer for the new one. But I didn't watch the trailer because I'm so professional like that. Like just released in the past day.
Yeah, I saw it. It was pretty good.
Okay, well, today we're gonna be ranking every season of the Pokemon anime. I think there's 25. And from worst to best, we'll be ranking them. And then after that, we're going to tier list all of the Pokemon theme songs. And somewhere in there, answer a bunch of community-submitted questions. Let's start with the Icebreaker. Do you have an Icebreaker question, Liz?
No.
No? Okay, that's fine. Because I do. And it has to do with our topic, or it has to do specifically with the Pokemon movies. And one of the community questions we got was our favorite Pokemon movie, but I wanted to ask the opposite of that. What is your least favorite Pokemon movie?
Probably, Netflix, Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Netflix one.
Honestly, it didn't need to exist. Like, the original was perfect in its own way.
It was.
And the 3D.
Yeah, they use horrible animations that look like they're supposed to be in a video game.
Yeah, for real. I watched that. I don't even know. I think I watched it through all the way, but it was really a painful experience.
I don't even remember if I finished it.
So, yeah. So that one actually didn't occur to me. Like, that one apparently was so bad in my mind that I just blocked it from memory. Like, I couldn't even think about it again. My first thought was, did you watch the Volcanion movie?
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Watched it once and never watched it again.
I think I watched it once, and then I think years later I came back to it when I heard a conversation about Volcanion's voice and how weird it is. I don't know if you recall that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I want to say it's like slightly like southern or something. I'm gonna look it up. You probably won't be able to hear it, but I just want to hear it again. Just so that I know. There's just movie trailers. I don't know. Yeah.
Honestly, all of the X and Y movies are just bad.
Yeah, they really are. Which is ironic because we'll get into this later, but I feel like that's one of the best series.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
All the movies are so terrible. Minus Mine is the Hoopa one. The Hoopa one is probably the only good one.
Oh. Really? That was the whole movie was Hoopa, alle Hoopa ring, squeaky voice.
I don't know, but the story of it was good.
I
don't know.
mean, I think Pokemon. I think the newer the Pokemon movie, the lower the bar gets set. So when it's just half decent, then we're like, wow, that was actually good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like,
Yeah. What?
Diancie one wasn't good either.
No, that was very bland.
But like ranking it from those three, Hoopa would be the top one.
That's probably fair. What did you think about? I think the last Pokemon movie we got was the Coco one, right?
Oh yeah, I watched that.
Did you like that one?
I don't even remember.
Yeah. I remember watching that movie. It was the middle of the night, and I don't know if Beth and I were FaceTiming you, but
That is what I actually sort of remember.
yeah, and sorry, I'm trying to find a charger. So anyway, yeah. We were watching that movie, but I think we were only like half paying attention to it while what we call breaking the stock market in Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
That took hours. That was like a whole all-night affair for millions of bells. For I guess people listening that have no idea what we're talking about, we went through this process multiple times where one person would get a selling price, like a ridiculously high selling price, like one of the rarest you can get. It usually
500.
Yeah. It usually, unless we were time traveling to try to get it, a lot of times it would be spontaneous. Like, one person would be like, oh my gosh, come to my island now. And then one person would time travel to get the lowest buying price and then let the games begin, fly from one island, buy all the turnips you can, sell them all, and then go back and forth. And the reason it takes hours is because of the dang flying between islands.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Especially when you have multiple people doing it at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Is painful. And it was even worse when the person that had the turnips buying them on your island wanted to fly to sell them, because then you'd have to open and close your gates over and over again and go find who we lovingly call pork chops, who never stayed in the same place. Oh my goodness.
Always teleport to the other side of the island.
Like, we'd spend like 30 minutes just trying to find her.
That was Tetris. And then I restarted my island for some stupid reason after all the hard work.
Oh yeah. Remember?
I haven't touched it since.
Remember when I did? It would have been probably around this time a year ago. I did a Bell Easter egg hunt.
Oh my goodness, yes.
When I decided I was done with my island, I had millions of bells left from that. I just threw them all over and then invited my friends over and was like, have at it, go to war.
Oh yeah. I forgot if I actually joined that or not.
Maybe you didn't, because at that point you had already you had decided by then you were going to restart your island, so you didn't want the money.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Who knows?
Yeah. So, I guess that was the icebreaker.
Yeah.
Let's go into what have you been playing?
Mainly Pokemon Go and this mobile game called Tasuki's Odyssey. It's basically like an indie Animal Crossing for your phone. Just like decorating
Interesting.
your house and buying items.
How do you spell that?
Let me figure it out.
I feel like I've heard of this, but at the same time, I don't.
So, Tsuki.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
Suki's Odyssey. Oh. That does look cute.
At the very beginning of it is a very slow build. Then the rest of it is just like a daily thing, but it's so cute afterwards. There's like a whole bunch of Asian themed items, and right now it's cherry blossom season in the game.
Oh.
It's so much fun.
I'm curious if it's on. So, are there a lot of microtransactions?
Actually, no.
Okay. I'm looking to see if it's okay. It is not on the Switch, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just like a short mobile game.
Yeah. Well,
But the
cool.
the soundtrack in it, and it's very cool and very quiet and soothing.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Anything else?
It's Pokemon Go and this.
What's going on in the world of Pokemon Go?
Other than the whole Vivian postcard trading, not much. Like with the new Sword and Shield update, you can transfer your postcards to get the Vivian patterns. So in Go, you get you get the postcards from random people, and you save them, and you get scatter bugs that you then evolve from that.
Oh.
There'll be different patterns based on the postcard they came from. So like right now, I have 2 fully evolved Vivian. One modern, which is America, and one monsoon, which is southern Asia. And my modern Vivian is actually a 3-star perfect IV one, which took me forever to get.
Oh, wow.
And not that I can do anything with it because it's a Vivian, but oh well.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon Go is like the perfect game for that kind of Pokemon, like Vivian, like being
Exactly.
different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. You can finally
it?
get shiny Meltan, which I'm thinking about transferring a whole bunch of shinies from Go to home. Because I can get shiny Meltan. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
When is Scarlet and Violet doesn't have home compatibility yet, does it?
Not yet. It's supposed it was supposed to be early spring, but it's already early spring.
Yeah.
They're also saying that end of April they're going to do a patch update for a major issue that they created where the game will crash and the data will be corrupted, and your only option is to delete all of your data. Why they're waiting so long to fix it, I don't know, but that's why I haven't played Scarlet and Violet in since the update, because I don't want to risk all my data going away and losing all my shinies.
I did hear about that. I didn't know if it was like that huge of a known, or if it just happened like to a very small amount of people, or if it was a really big thing. But that is, yeah.
It sounds like it's a medium-sized issue, and it's more common when you're you're doing Pokemon Go stuff, and
Oh.
something else. Yeah, and buying the DLC.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
Those two things will basically give you like a higher chance of having it happen, and the more you do it, the more often, higher chance that you can do it. Oh, because I did it like 3 times already, I decided not to anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's disappointing that there's even a glitch like that big of a problem that
Not even bothering to fix until for a long time.
yeah. Yeah, I haven't bought the DLC, like pre-ordered it, because I don't feel like there's any incentive to. It's not coming out until like the fall.
Yeah.
So
I'm probably going to wait a little bit longer, but I still want the pre-order bonus.
what is it, 10 Great Balls?
I believe it's a new costume and a Zora, like the Hisuian Zora and the Cherish Ball. Which, I don't know, it's sort of a meh gift. Like, they used to give out shinies for pre-orders.
Yeah. I mean, that's a double-edged sword because then it dilutes the value of shinies, but it's also a cool thing.
Yes, but this was when shinies were very hard to get and very hard to hunt.
Yeah.
It didn't really dilute it. Now,
I guess that's true.
now shinies are worth nothing, especially with all the giveaways and the clones that people do.
Yeah, I would like to delete those from existence.
Yeah, I keep them just because they're bad that they're shiny, but still, they have no value to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I really like that shinies can appear in the overworld, even though it makes them even more common, and they were already twice as common in the past couple gens than they were before, but I like them in the overworld.
Plus, it's just so much easier. It's like, plus it feels like the catch rate of them is a little bit higher.
I don't know.
I had my one shiny fail in X and Y when I didn't have Pokeballs.
What was that?
So, it was one of the coastal towns where Chatot can be found.
Oh.
And I don't know why, I was struggling a lot at the beginning for cash. So, like, I was completely out of Pokeballs.
Probably because of all the clothing stores at the beginning of the game.
I feel like that was a bad decision.
Yeah.
So either way, just a random full odds Chatot just showed up.
Yeah.
And I was like, great, I now have this in my decks as a shiny, but I don't have this shiny.
Yeah, fun fact, my first shiny I ever encountered, I didn't even know what a shiny was, and I failed it at the beginning of Pokemon Omega Ruby.
Dang, my shiny was I'm from Omega Ruby. What was it?
Tailo, in one of the very first routes.
Oh wow, mine was a Wingull.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I had on all of the 3DS games, I would get one shiny Wingull at the beginning routes in each of the games since then.
Yeah. I specifically remember, it's very weird how memories work. I specifically remember I was playing my DS, we were going through a car wash, and and I was playing Pokemon as I did in the car a lot, and then I remember shiny Tailo is green, right?
I believe it was honestly very similar.
Or is it orange? Shiny Tail.
The orange red.
Oh, it is. Okay, the red chest part is more orangish, and its body is like a dark green.
Oh yeah.
It's a little more washed out in the Gen 6 games because all the colors were very washed out there, so it's not as dark of green, but I just remember it doing a shiny thing, and I was like, that's interesting, I should catch it. And then I think I only had like 5 Pokeballs left on me.
Oh no.
And then I don't remember. I had my starter, Torchic, and I have no idea. I probably had like Poochyena, and I don't know, maybe Seedot at that point, but they were all low health, so all I had, or maybe they had even fainted. All I had left was Torchic, and it was way higher level, but I was like, if I do one, I don't know, tackle or whatever, it should be fine. And then it wasn't. And then I was so mad later when I like found out what a shiny was.
Oh no.
I was, man. And it's crazy. It's crazy that I didn't know what shinies were up to that point, because I had played a couple Pokemon games before, but I guess if you never encounter a shiny, you just like don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know how we got onto the topic of shinies. Oh, the Pokemon Go home compatibility and the glitch and the pre-order bonuses.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, I guess, so for me, what I've been playing, I recorded an episode of the podcast that hasn't gone out yet. And that was like earlier this week. And in that episode, I talked a lot about games I've been playing, so I'm not really gonna like repeat myself because that's kind of pointless. I've only played my Switch once since then, and that was right before recording this. I played Smash Bros. With Mute Dog in his stream, so that was fun. The only win I don't really have a main. I like float around, so a lot of times I just play random for fun because I'm no good at Smash. Like, I don't care. So, but the one game that I won was as Mr. Game & Watch.
Huh.
So there's that.
Your Game & Watch is fairly OP if you know how to use them.
Yeah, which I don't, but I got some really good hits in, and I was like, that was like the peak of my Smash career, probably. So
I remember one of our friends his main was Mr. Game & Watch, and he would completely destroy us, and I was so mad.
yeah. Mr. Game & Watch just comes out of nowhere. You think that he's just gonna be some lame, floaty character that does nothing.
Yeah.
And then he does more than nothing. So, I guess that's all I'll say for what I've been playing for now. I don't know when this episode's going out, honestly. I have no idea what our schedule is anymore. So we'll see. But yeah, before moving on to the main topic of the episode, because I don't think there's anything else that we normally do in between there. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. Because questions are not next, they'll be later. So just I can hear your dog is talking.
I am so sorry.
So,
Everything.
like Liz's dog that talks a lot, we want the listeners to talk, specifically by leaving us a 5-star review. So, yes, leave the podcast a review, please. Or else. I don't know. I don't know yet, but
Like vicious
Yeah.
small little dogs will come for you.
yeah.
Like vicious dogs.
Yes. Okay. Are you ready for
Yes.
the main topic? Okay.
Yes.
All right, it's time for the Gamer Girl topic. Okay, today we are going to be ranking every season of the Pokémon anime, or every... Are we doing it by well, I guess we're doing it by, like, region that Ash was in.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I prepared region groups plus the Orange Islands.
I didn't think about the Orange Islands, so that's a good point. But yeah.
Because Orange Islands.
Regions.
Yeah.
So from worst to best, we're going to be discussing these together and debating each slot, I guess. I think we're probably going to agree on a lot of this for the most part.
Yeah.
Especially since do you remember the very first conversation we ever had on the phone?
Oh my goodness, yeah, it's all Pokemon and video games. But primarily my rant on Pokemon.
We both ranted. We had a lot of opinions on the Ash and Misty ship, and I think we talked on the phone about that for like an hour at least.
I remember my brother was there just staring at me, trying not to laugh at us.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've come full circle.
Oh, you did. Actually, like, this is almost about the same time that we met as well.
Yeah, all those years ago.
Yeah.
Ranting about Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah. So, let's start with the worst. I might have a hot take. I'm curious what you think. I kind of want to make a case for Journeys.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you if Journeys is at the bottom.
Because when Journeys was new, like the very first season, I would have said that Sun and Moon was worse.
Yeah, I would agree.
But because the first season was pretty solid, I feel like each episode was kind of had its own thing going on. And like plenty of past references to keep it going.
Yeah.
And then, I haven't seen all of Journeys because I guess I should clarify. I have technically seen almost every single episode of the Pokemon anime from Kanto or the Indigo League through Sun and Moon.
Same. I have as well.
And so we're very educated on this topic. I feel like we're the Pokemon nerd equivalent of the Naruto people that are like, I've seen every single episode of like the 50 seasons of Naruto. I'm like, I could never do that, but I can watch Ash and Pikachu take down Team Rocket for 5,000 episodes.
There's like almost 30 seasons now, and I would be willing to watch every single one multiple times.
Yeah. But did you finish Journeys?
No, I
did not either.
I don't even think I've watched the first season.
Okay, I watched So there was Journeys, and then there was Master Journeys, I think. And
Ultra
then
Journeys.
Ultra Journeys. I
Then-
didn't make it to Master Journeys.
Same.
So, and I think that can also probably speak to us. Also, I think it comes with like growing up and not having as much of an interest. Maybe could be part of it. Maybe
Yeah, but
taking the bias
equally-
a little bit out, but
Yeah, but equally, it's very young compared to all the other anime seasons.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
definitely redirected their audience.
I agree. I feel like it was kind of a whole reset of the whole anime.
Yeah.
I feel like
appreciate that at all.
yeah. So, and my biggest issue with Journeys is its lack of direction. Yes,
Exactly.
Ash is trying to win whatever that tournament was that apparently made him a Pokemon Master since he won.
But that was like such a side plot to whatever plot there was.
Which was nothing.
Exactly. Like
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. Oh, go ahead.
you go.
Okay. I have opinions, I guess. Here's the thing. Go's mission is to catch every single Pokemon, and how that happens, it feels like half the time he just throws a Pokeball, bam, it's caught. And I know that's because it's like Pokemon Go, is what they were going for, I guess. But that's kind of because it's like, okay, he's trying to catch every single Pokemon, and he just sees a new Pokemon every episode and catches it. Cool. But
There's no like intense battle scenes, like especially with the legendaries. Like there wasn't any big battle scenes.
no.
Ash had so many intense battle scenes.
Uh-oh. I think you're frozen. Or I can't hear you. Hello? Let me see if we're still recording, but I lost Liz.
Here we go.
Oh, there you go. Okay. You were talking about not having intense battle scenes.
Yeah. Like Go just catches them. And he just catches them where Ash, there's like intense battle scenes, there's big lead up. There's friendships. Go just catches them, and he has a Suicune that's forgotten about. Like,
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, and then the other thing that's very confusing to me is the character Chloe.
Ellie had no developmental arc at all.
No, it's like they wanted to make her a main character, but then she was really just a confusing side character that sometimes was emphasized, but most of the time just non-existent.
And they had the perfect build-up to get a new Eevee evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing, just like Sun and Moon's, the Water Girl's Eevee.
Oh, yeah.
That chose not to evolve.
That Eevee was, I think, because that was around the time of the Let's Go games.
Oh, yeah.
So that made sense for that, because the Sun and Moon arc was still going on during the Let's Go games, because that was a really weird time period, I feel like, for Pokemon. But as far as, like...
So
it was
weird. It was so weird how they had it back-to-back. Two non-involving Eevees.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
just don't evolve.
I did not think... I don't remember thinking that Sword and Shield would get an evolution, but I was, like, very convinced that Scarlet and Violet
Same, like,
we were going to.
especially with the past and future forms. Like, they could have added a steel type Eevee and then a ground or rock type Eevee.
That would have been amazing.
Like, they had so much potential.
Yeah.
Yet, they didn't. It could have been a game exclusive as well.
Wow, yeah.
Like, with a special evolution stone. Like, a fossil stone. And a spark stone or something. Future stone.
Yeah. But I agree, though.
Yeah. So much lost potential on that one.
Yeah. So, we're putting Journeys goes straight to the bottom. All right.
Yeah.
So next, what were you thinking?
My next one was Sun and Moon.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Go ahead.
This is so much different from everything else. Character designs are absolutely horrible. Journeys has better character designs, but still, both of them are horrible.
Journeys, it's like they didn't know what they wanted, or they did and I just don't like it. Sun and Moon, at least Sun and Moon knew what they were going for, I feel like.
Yeah.
Sun and Moon was an attempt that I feel at the slice of life way of doing Pokemon that I feel like over the years I have gotten softer to, like my opinion of it, and I know that's just with time. And that Sun and Moon had some charm to it that the other Pokemon series didn't. It just also I didn't really like the art style, but at least there was personality, but it wasn't enough because there needed to be it had the same lack of direction problem.
Yeah.
It was just all over the place. I think having so many main characters was kind of a weakness in a way.
Yeah, it definitely distracted the story, and story was very meh at many points. It's like there was no good arc. Like the finals arc. Ash cheated. He shouldn't. That was not a good way for him to win.
I feel, yeah, it left such a bad taste in my mouth after the way X and Y that league.
He should have won in X and Y.
Yeah.
He did not deserve to win in Sun and Moon. And it's like his opponents were so weak compared to him. There were no good. The format of the league was completely different than what it should have been. Ash brought an illegal item for Rowlet. And Rowlet was deemed fainted. Yet he was asleep, and Hala said to continue the game where Ash's Charizard. He was asleep and chose not to do anything, yet Ash lost the league because of that.
Yeah.
And it's Ash
that
basically
was
cheated.
Yeah. Yeah, they always, well, here's the thing in the past, every league, they've needed to come up with a unique reason for Ash to lose. Even when it was just absolutely ridiculous. And then X and Y, it was like, we're finally here. And then when it wasn't, it felt so right. Like it was like the most epic Pokemon battles I've ever seen was that league. Yes. And then him, I don't even remember how he lost. It was really stupid. That's all I remember. I remember being,
Well,
angry.
I didn't think it was stupid. I feel like it wasn't fair. It was fair, but not fair. He should have won. Equally, Alon as an opponent was a brilliant choice.
Yeah.
They were basically neck and neck till the very end.
Yeah.
It's like it could have been anyone. Personally,
True.
what I think what they lost out on is Ash's comeback from that. Instead of Sun and Moon, instead of Journeys, they should have had another 1 or 2 more seasons of Ash just coming back from that.
Yeah.
Ash battling the League again, like Battle Frontiers.
Yes.
Then
I
him
agree.
actually getting a Mega Lucario then. Not being some stupid pseudo-legendary that Ash didn't even deserve. It's just that he just randomly got.
Mm-hmm.
Should have just come back from that and actually beaten Olan that time. The second time. He should
That
have
would have
grown.
been cool.
Yes. That would have actually been a brilliant story arc. Except the past 5 years of wasted money and wasted years. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. I didn't really pay attention to the fandom and online and stuff that much at the time, but I do think that it was very vocal on the internet, the upset at Ash losing. And I think the creators of the anime at that point knew that this cycle, something needed to change.
Exactly.
And so I do think that's where Sun and Moon came from, and I do think they also thought that that meant the result should be that Ash should win. But it just felt like the open wound from Ash losing to there, and then just trying to slap a band-aid on it. That is the Sun and Moon Garbage League.
Yeah. Then Journeys, which early Journeys Master League was very good. It was supposed to be a little bit better than Journeys and closer to X and Y. Still not perfect.
Yeah, I hope for Journeys. It makes me wonder how far out in advance they planned the anime. Clearly they knew I don't know if Ash winning the league in Sun and Moon was a last minute thing or not. I don't think it was. Because I think they knew Journeys is coming, and I thought Journeys was the reboot that was going to make the show kind of back to that point with X and Y.
Yeah, but I never got to that point.
No. And so I think they again ran into the same problem where they're lost. So now I don't know when they were planning on Ash leaving. I don't know why we have these two characters that we know nothing about. It's strange. you know?
It's just very meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just afraid that the new series is going to be Journeys, but with two characters we don't know at all. That's kind of where my fear is.
In the trailers, I'm actually sort of excited about it. I'm disappointed that Ash is not going to be in it. Because if Ash was in it, it probably would be a lot greater. Because it's the actual proper revival of him. But it's the new female lead, right now, she feels like she's going to be a very good protagonist. And there's this whole mystery about her pendant. If you watch the newest trailer, you'll see this mystery. And my theory is that's going to connect us to the DLC. It's going to go in pair with the new DLC and the turtle. Because her pendant looks exactly like the turtle's.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But equally, I'm disappointed how they're still sticking with the school theme. She's
Yeah.
still in school.
Yeah. But I think that's because of Scarlet and Violet having the school theme.
Yes, but like they've been doing this now for the past 3 years. I just want a normal. Just want it to be like they go on a journey and it's the journey. It's not goal first then journey.
Mm-hmm.
That was never what Pokemon was about.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of the anime, they sort of frowned on the Pokemon schools. Like, in Kanto, I remember that episode.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
The Pokemon schools were always meant for trainers before their journey, not during their journey. They leave when they're 10 or 12. The Pokemon school is elementary school. And yeah, I'm just disappointed on that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, should we move into the next one?
Yeah.
On our list? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is where things maybe get less obvious. I don't know. What were you thinking for this next one?
Well, for me, it's like, yeah, it's either Johto or the Orange Islands. I feel like Johto.
For the next worst?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking maybe more like Black and White.
More than I think about Black and White, I think of it as actually being quite good. So when you think about all the battle scenes, all the battle, it was actually pretty good.
It was. There was a lot of so I thought I remember there being a lot of fluff in Black and White though, so maybe that's why I was thinking. I did like Iris and Silent though.
I like Silent. Iris got on my nerves quite a bit.
True. maybe I didn't like. I don't know. She's probably. You'll explain why later.
I'll explain why it's higher up on the list. I can't really go into detail without revealing it, so.
Okay, so here's the thing about Johto. Because we're supposed to come to an agreement, unless we're making separate lists. I don't know. I thought we were trying to come to a conclusive agreement. But Johto, Johto is very like nostalgic for me. I have like good memories of watching that series, and I feel like it was a good extension of the Indigo League. So I guess like you disliked Johto more than Hoenn, Sinnoh, and Unova.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, Johto just felt way too similar to Indigo League in many ways. And I don't actually have many memories of watching Johto because I could never find it. I was younger. It wasn't until recently that I started to watch it.
So,
and it's
oh, go ahead.
It just goes in tune with. It's just like not compared to all the other regions and arcs. just feels very basic. They were still trying to develop Pokemon and they still didn't know was the correct way to do so. And honestly, I do sort of regret putting it so low on the list. More as I think about it. But yeah, just it's in between for me.
When I first started watching Pokemon, Black and White was the series that was playing on Saturday mornings on Cartoon Network. And on Boomerang, I don't know if you're familiar with that channel. It would replay old seasons of Pokemon, usually like weekday afternoons, and so the Johto series, I would watch that on Boomerang just at random times whenever it was playing. So that's when I first started watching it. I later watched the series, a lot of Pokemon like all in order, but at first when I watched the Pokemon anime, it was like all over the place. But let's we'll just split off. We'll say Johto. I'll just put Johto / Black and White. We can come back to it.
I feel like we're going to split up a bit, then we'll agree once we get to the top more.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we counting Orange Islands? Or
we can.
Okay.
We can. Sure.
And Orange Islands would be the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of unfair for Orange Islands because it was such a short little thing.
Yeah.
And
it was truly its own region and own season. Like, it had its own, like, battle scene. Its own, like, league. Had its own, like, mini gyms.
Yeah.
So.
What were your thoughts on Tracy?
I actually really liked Tracy as a character.
I did too.
He was a good replacement for Brock while Brock was missing. He was a good comedic point. He was just a good companion.
So,
very normal compared to the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my favorite things about Tracy was how he could just instantly draw something incredible in like 3 seconds.
Oh my goodness,
He'd just go and then bam. And I had a friend at the time when I was a kid, and we would talk about Pokemon, and we had like this joke, like whenever we talk about drawing or something. I have no idea how this started, but we'd just like do this and then we'd call it pulling a Tracy. Like, I'm gonna draw this incredible thing in like 3 seconds, like Tracy. So that's a interesting childhood memory related to that. But I would agree. It was very unique.
Mm-hmm. I just remember loving Lapras and that whole story.
Yes.
And then the baby Lugia episode, I remember that episode very well.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel like Lapras should have got more screen time and should have continued on the journey a bit more.
Yeah, I actually remember getting pretty emotional when Lapras left. You know? I mean, like they had to say goodbye. Didn't they have to say goodbye to Lapras?
They had to say goodbye to Lapras because they found the pod again.
That's right, yeah.
Found the pod. Ash was going to Johto.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good way to say goodbye to Lapras, but equally just felt... I feel like Lapras could have continued.
Yeah, bringing Lapras back and Hoenn would have been perfect because there's all that water.
Exactly. I think Lapras makes a mini cameo in Journeys.
Oh,
Like the
really?
new baby Journey season right now.
Okay.
No interactions with Ash, just here's a pot of Lapras. Here's a little baby one.
Yeah. Back to the Journeys hate. That is another major problem with Journeys, is they had all these cameos.
They were so poorly made.
Yeah. I'm fuming at what they did to Serena.
Oh my goodness, yes, and May.
Yes.
It's like Serena and May could have been perfect together, and Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Then Chloe, there was this whole big arc with Chloe thinking that she was going to become of the contest people. That she was going to do the contest with Eevee.
Mm-hmm.
No, they had it for an episode and dropped it.
It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah. And they were just so many... Try to put every single character back in. It was just so badly done. They came for the episode, then they left for an episode.
Like, in the old seasons...
They would come for, almost half the season.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. It's Ash and that character had so little screen time and Journeys together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, you're here. Oh wait, now you have to go again, bye.
Yeah.
So dumb.
And one thing that I loved when the old characters would come back in the older seasons is that it would be such a new dynamic with the new characters and the old ones. And it was usually really entertaining.
I remember Dawn and Iris.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
I think they hated each other almost, and they would get at it so much.
Yes. And then add on Piplup and Oshawott together.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can agree on the Orange Islands.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next for you?
Next one would be Kanto in my top 5. Unless it's the original, equally compared to some of the other ones. It's
Okay.
at least it's in the top 5.
Wow.
Top
okay.
4. It's not.
Okay.
It wouldn't be in my top 3. I wouldn't think about it in my top 3.
I don't know what planet you're from, but okay. Mine. It's better than Sinnoh.
I feel.
Or worse than Sinnoh, I mean.
Oh, I feel like Sinnoh can be a top 1 when you think about certain moments of Sinnoh.
Sinnoh felt like Hoenn, but stretched out and slightly. I would say I dislike. Sinnoh's going to be next on my list. I feel like Sinnoh was kind of Hoenn, but worse.
Yeah.
There was a lot of filler. Like, a lot of filler compared to the other series. And I think that's kind of where the problem lies for me. As there's kind of a lot of nothing episodes, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to say Sinnoh. Because of that. I did really like Dawn, but I liked May more.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll talk about it more because I guess it's very high on your list. So
Yeah.
say okay, Sinnoh and then Indigo League for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's next?
And I'm sort of tied between these two. It's either Hoenn for top 4 or number 4 or Unova. Like I'm sort of tied in between two. Like I think Unova is lower than Hoenn.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like Unova is higher on my list just because I feel like the animations of it were probably the best compared to X and Y. And there were quite a number of good story arcs, like the whole Tepig arc. That to me was very good. I loved how they brought back Cynthia and Dawn. That whole like end of season arc. That was very well done. Like I liked Iris like storyline quite a bit. I didn't like Iris as a character, but I liked her story. Like Cylon. Cylon was like one of the best. I liked Cylon quite a bit.
Me too.
And it's just I don't know, it just felt like Unova gets so much hate, but equally if you stopped looking at the hate, you can actually see it's quite a good anime and it's quite a good story.
Yeah.
And the whole intro is one of my favorites. It gets stuck in my head constantly.
Which one? Because they're all good.
The Better Than Black and White one. The original one.
It's not always black and white. That one?
Yeah. One for me was one of my favorites.
I really like, we're gonna talk about this too later, but the another adventure, another day, one more challenge that comes our way. Yeah, that one's really good.
That unlocked core memories.
Yeah. You know, I'm starting to question putting Unova so low on my list.
Exactly. Yours was like one at the very bottom.
It's so hard. Cause like I love Johto too. Oh, okay. So you're saying Unova. I was thinking Oh man. I don't know what I'm thinking. I was thinking Hoenn, I think. I really like Hoenn though.
Hoenn's very good.
It's so good. You know, Unova kind of feels right here.
Yeah.
And I don't know where Johto's gonna go. Man.
You can come back to it and try to think about it more.
Yeah, I think Johto's gotta be above Orange Islands for me. I'll reconfigure this and we'll figure it out. So we'll put Unova for how many? There's 8 total, right?
Yeah, 8.
Yeah. So that was our 5th. So that was our top 3rd. No, 4th.
Mhm.
I've had a long day. I can't math at the moment, but okay. So this will be 3rd. This coming one.
Yes, this is 3rd.
Okay. So what are you thinking for your 3rd?
My number 3 spot is Hoenn. And I love the contest portion of it. And I really liked May.
I really did too.
I felt like May was way too similar to Ash at some points.
Yeah,
May and Ash always got on each other, which sort of bothered me. I felt like Brock was always just like the matriarch that had to separate the two. Just like put them in timeout so then they could cool off. Like Brock's whole development in Hoenn was very good. It was great. I loved how Brock came back.
Yeah.
Hoenn also has my favorite Pokemon movie, which is Jirachi Wishmaker. Will always be my favorite movie. And I love Max. Max gets a lot of hate for no reason. I feel like Max is actually I feel like yes, he's very annoying. But in some ways he's good. It's like Max and May's relationship was very cute. I loved how Max would drag Brock away.
Yes.
All the dude and all the girls. And it's just that was entertaining. Love Mudkip. And I'm trying to remember more of it. It's been a while.
Yeah, the contests were definitely a huge thing. I feel like, but did Ash and May really have... I feel like it was Ash and Dawn had more conflict. I think that's my problem with the two series back to back is they're so similar.
Yeah. I feel
Dawn is like May. Dawn has always kind of been May 2.0 to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. Like, some ways it's better, some ways it's worse, but overall, it's just like a good anime. And that's the fact that Brock is there just really brings Helen higher on the list. I loved like the whole contest. Was it Dawn had the big contest arc where she almost won, or was it May? Oh, they were in it together in Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
You're right, these two animes are way too similar to each other.
Yeah. But here's one thing I really liked about Hoenn was, I don't know if you remember at the end, Ash and May like compete together.
Yes, I remember that. And they shared the ribbon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that Yeah.
And there was Vampy. I forgot who Vampy was owned. Who adopted Vampy? Vampy was one of my favorite Pokemon.
I thought Vampy was in Johto. He got the egg. Ash got the egg.
Vampy was forgotten for a lot of it. He came back.
Oh. I do not remember. Well,
this was all...
I don't know anymore.
I think it's like the later seasons of Hoenn and then Johto. The seasons I watched the least. Wasn't Battle Frontiers in Hoenn?
It was.
Yes. So that brings Hoenn up as well.
Yeah.
Plus we will count Battle Frontiers as its own.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I wasn't thinking. I was kind of thinking I kind of grouped them together, in my
Yeah.
opinion, because, I mean, it was a separate. I mean, it was just as separate as Orange Islands in a way, but I don't know if it's really fair to put it on its own, because,
Orange Island really did truly have its own arc. Like, Brock was gone. It's completely
that's true.
different. Yeah. Whereas, Battle Frontier, same characters, they're still constantly going back to home, and it's the same Pokemon. I feel like, it should be just grouped with Helen. Battle Frontiers was great, and it's also another win that Ash got stolen from him, I believe, if I remember correctly.
You know, I really don't remember the ending of Battle Frontiers. Did he not? Did he not get all of the?
He did get all of them, but the top of the pyramid, I forgot if he lost or if he won.
I don't
feel
know.
like
It's been
he
like 10
won.
years since I watched it. I don't know.
I feel like he won, and he got offered to be a battle brain.
Yeah.
He declined. He wanted to go on his journey. But then the battle brain told him about Sinnoh.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. He did get all 7 frontier symbols. Apparently.
The battle brain had like 3 legendaries. And it was almost close battle. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's way too long.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I think you're spot on though. I think you were right. He was offered to become a frontier brain or whatever, and then learned about Hoenn instead, and off he went.
Yeah.
It's so weird how it's like you get home, wow, there's this whole other country in the world that I didn't know about.
Oh yeah.
Like just imagine like imagine exploring like the United States, and then once you're done with your journeys, you come home and then you learn there's a place called Australia out there. What? Let me go there now. Like, such a funny thing.
Yeah. Another reason why Hoenn's on the top of my list is the movies. Like there's Pokemon Jirachi, and there's the Lucario and Mew. Those 2 were my favorite movies. Definitely. And
Yeah.
The whole theory that the Sir Aaron was Ash's like it's one of Ash's ancestors.
Oh yeah.
I remember I loved that theory, and I supported that theory so much.
Yeah.
I will rewatch these movies.
My personal favorite movies were actually I think my favorite Pokemon movie was the Celebi one.
Oh yeah, that one.
I really like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Also the Entei one.
Oh yeah, that one is cute. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just really like the older ones, like the original, of course, and now I did rewatch it a couple years ago, so I don't remember why I loved it so much, but the one with the 3 legendary birds.
Oh, the Lugia one.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure it was really as good as I remember, but But yeah. And then also, while we're on the topic of movies, did you see the Arceus movie?
Yes, and I was actually going to talk about that next.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Is
for my number 2,
still gonna be Diamond and Pearl?
my number 2 is still going to be Diamond and Pearl.
Okay.
There's the Ash and Paul arc. That to me is one of the best rivals that we've had next to. It's like X and Y. Ash didn't really have a proper rival. There's Alon, but Alon came at the very end. And
True.
Harry was just a bully that Ash just got frustrated with.
Mm-hmm. And we're getting
And-
frustrated too.
Yeah. And that Harry went on until Johto. Owen, I don't believe Ash had a rival in Hoenn.
I guess not. Kind of because, like what you were saying with May,
Yeah.
kind of.
Because May
But
didn't
May,
know she
what?
wanted to didn't know what she wanted to do for like the first half of this season.
That's true.
After that, she was
Yeah.
constantly still battling with Ash,
Mhm.
trying to improve herself.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
so
I don't.
there's
Hmm.
there's a Ash and Paul arc, which then comes the Chimchar story. That whole story was very cool and very great.
Yeah.
It's like he grew so much. And
Yeah. That stuck with me for sure. The
exactly.
Chimchar, and I feel like they kind of tried to recreate that with Unova with Tepig.
Yeah, but it was
But
so subpar.
yeah, like
Yeah.
like Chimchar, like that was legit sad. Like the Chimchar
Exactly.
story was
He was
actually like
basically he was basically abused and gaslit. That stuck
yeah,
with him the whole entire time with Ash. He had PTSD from it.
yeah,
It just goes whole bunch in detail about animal abuse.
yeah,
It's like they covered a heavy topic without even talking about a heavy topic.
mhm, yeah.
So
It's
there's
very
that. And there's Zoe, who was both doing the gym, but also doing the contest.
true. Mhm.
That was a very interesting character. She was both a rival to Dawn and to Ash. She helped improve both of them very well.
Yeah.
And there's Kenny and Dawn, which that was always a cute little ship that was entertaining.
Yes.
There was the whole contest arc with May coming back.
Mhm.
That was great.
That was I love that.
There was Ampy Palm, which Ampy Palm was one of my favorites.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I was gonna. There was something I was gonna come back and say Hoenn did. One of the things you said I was gonna say Hoenn did better. Now I can't remember which one. Something with. I don't know. It had to do with the contest or something. I don't know. I did. I
felt like the
I
contest was better. Honestly.
in Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah. They were a lot more refined. They were different than Hoenn.
Uh,
I don't know. I just thought they were better.
yeah. Yeah. Well, oh, another arc I remember from Diamond and Pearl is remember the characters they were the Harkold Soul Silver characters that came for a few episodes.
Oh, yeah.
The girl had the Cyndaquil,
Yeah.
and the guy had Totodile, I think.
Hmm.
Or wait, or did the girl have Chikorita? I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe both. I don't know.
That was truly in Pearl, or was that in Hoenn?
No, it was in Diamond and Pearl.
It was May at that point. Was that during the whole contest arc?
No, I mean Dawn.
Yes.
It was Diamond and Pearl, so it was Dawn and Brock. And then the two characters, they came for they were there for a lot of episodes, but it was not during the same time that May came back.
Okay, I see.
It was a different time.
Yeah. And talking about Brock's character development, his decision to be a Pokemon doctor, beat the stereotypical odds, the stereotypicalness of Nurse Joy. I really liked that, and I was frustrated that they forgot about that arc. I sort of dropped it after he left.
Yeah.
Then Battle League was remember Tobias with his legendaries. The Darkrai and the Latios and Latios. The league. That league was fairly good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It was frustrating that there was a dude with all these legendaries, but Ash was able to beat him, though, or almost beat him.
That was one of those instances I was saying where it was like they had to keep coming up with unique ideas to screw Ash in the end.
Yeah.
And that was one of those times that was like, okay.
And also another reason why it's on top is the movies. For me, I thought the movies were very great, and they're just barely under Hoenn's movies.
Yeah.
I loved how all the movies connected in the end with Arceus. There was the Giratina and Shaman movie. That one, I don't really remember that one that well. Then
that one was
there were the two legendary movies, which I forgot those. I believe they were parallel. They were the same, just different legendaries.
That was, well, I know they did that with Reshiram and Zekrom.
Yeah.
In the Unova movie, so it was literally the same exact movie.
I hated
but twice.
Those
yeah. I remember putting them one time. I put both movies on at the same time, side by side. That was kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
There are slight differences, but as far as Diamond and Pearl, man, I remember one having to do with time. I guess there's a space and time movie, I guess.
I was wrong. They weren't connected. It was the Darkrai movie.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah, the Darkrai movie for me was great.
I do remember liking that one.
The soundtrack, that was one of my favorites.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
It was the Arceus movie that connected the Giratina and the Darkrai movie together. That was very cool.
Yeah, I feel like they did the movies right then. The rest of them were kind of these not really random, but just these side things that you don't really know where they fall into place.
Mm.
So I definitely agree.
Yeah.
So
what was your number 2?
I'm gonna have to go with the Indigo League. Actually, oh, you might hate me. I'm actually thinking we're at number 2, right? I think I might. I don't know about this. I think I might do X and Y. I might pull that one out. Make you mad?
No, that's no.
I don't know. It's man. You think X and Y is number 1?
Yes. I'll always be number 1.
The OG was so good. Every episode was so much personality, and each episode was like its own thing. Every Pokemon felt like it had so much personality because there weren't very many to use at that point.
Yeah.
The characters, the gym leaders, the gyms were super unique. And just I said Bristy. The Misty and Brock dynamic.
Okay, yeah, that was great.
Okay, I ship Serena and Ash as much, if not incredibly more than the next person. But Misty and Brock were so great.
They were.
I don't know. I think I might have to cheat and put Poke at number 1 for me.
Okay.
I can't pick. I love them for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, I guess that can lead us into talking about your true number 1.
My true number 1 is obviously X and Y. Best animation, the best battle animation, the best battles. I love Serena's development. I love Ash and Serena together. I love how it felt like an actual mature. It almost felt like a normal anime, not like a kid's anime.
Mm-hmm.
I just really liked them.
Yeah. I really loved Clement and Bonnie.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, it just felt so perfectly well done. The mini-series with Alon and the girl with the chest pin, that was brilliant.
What about Team Flare though and their whole little side thing?
I feel like that came up very randomly.
Mm-hmm.
They had to do it, but it equally felt very well done as well. I liked it.
I feel like the Z portion of the series, which was also very much goes to show that I really do think Pokemon Z was supposed to happen.
Yes.
But it kind of felt like and by the way, the world's ending, so do something.
Yeah, that's how it felt, but equally it just felt very well done. I love Ash and Greninja. I love Ash Greninja.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Ash was on this whole win streak for like a long time. There was that one ice gym. He got completely crushed. And it's like it was like the biggest character arc of all. It's like he felt like quitting. He ditched all of his Pokemon. He ditched Serena. It's like they were ready. He was about to quit, and he came back to his senses, and he grew from that.
Mm-hmm.
And That's why I felt like the X and Y's Battle League was very unfinished. Because that league was brilliant. He lost. Why did he leave it at that?
Right.
Why did he accept that loss?
Yeah.
He shouldn't have accepted that loss. He should have came back. He should have redone the gyms. He should have gotten a Lucario. He should have went back and battled Alon again. The next week, and he should have won that time, and he should have been the champion. We should have saw the exact same parallel arc with Serena. He lost the contest. You shouldn't have gone to Hoenn right away. You should have tried again.
And Serena's contest arc was by far my favorite of all of the protagonists doing contests. I felt like I really, or they weren't called contests. They were something else.
Yeah.
I totally am forgetting.
Yeah, but it just felt like just so well done. And it was just brilliant. It was my favorite.
And we can't talk about X and Y without talking about probably my single most rewatched moment in any TV show ever.
Yes, the Ash and Serena kiss.
Yes.
Which they completely forgot about, which is another reason why Ash should have came back.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why they decided to keep Pokemon a children's thing.
They had to. And they knew.
Why? Because at that point, most of the viewers watching Pokemon were adults. It wasn't children. I don't know, it feels like it was it was an older audience with an X and Y.
But kids could still watch it because they nailed it. Like, I feel like it was a great, engaging show for younger and older audiences.
Yes, but I feel like they could have still done Sun and Moon, but they could have done a different protagonist. They could have kept with Ash's arc. Had two separate things. So then there's an adult Pokemon and a younger Pokemon.
How about instead of Sun and Moon, we should have gotten it could have still been slice of life, but a rom-com in the style of a real anime rom-com.
No. No, that's not.
That would feel so wrong.
Yes. They just should have continued X and Y, and they should have made it for an older audience, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would have been so appreciated, and people would watch it more.
But, alas, they had to keep pumping out the children's content.
Yes.
They had to revert back. I think they just knew that they couldn't, for keeping it where they wanted, where do you go from there? You know, I think that was the problem. It was like, but we kind of established where you could have gone from there is continue that arc of Ash growing and learning and then re-challenging the league. Yeah. But that can only get you so far. Like, where do you go from X and Y without doing a reboot? I don't know.
Well, after the X and Y, they should have, obvious at this point, Sword and Shield weren't there yet. It wasn't created yet. What could have done, they could have still done the Master League journeys. Like an older Ash.
Mm,
That could have been a well-developed, flowing arc.
yeah.
And they could end at that Master League because Ash won, and now he's officially a Pokemon Master. Because that would
Yeah.
make sense. Or he could have battled the Battle Frontier again.
Yeah.
Like,
Go back to Hoenn because that's where Sereno had to go.
exactly. Yes.
Wow. We're incredible at this. We should take their jobs.
You should. You should be fired.
Yes.
Oh, what was your number one? Was Kanto?
I'm so torn. I don't even know. I might you know, I have more memories, I feel like, with X and Y. X and Y came out during a time that I was very invested. I would watch
Actually,
every new episode. So I think I have to give it to X and Y, even though maybe as a show, as a whole, the Indigo League, it's just it's so special. It's hard.
yeah.
It's hard. And
Mhm.
I feel like we're gonna get a lot of flack for not putting Indigo at the top. But I feel like we made a really good case for X and Y.
Yes, exactly.
So, I'll run through our list. I kind of wait. Why is
Well,
whoops, I
we
put it
both
back.
agreed that Journeys was at the bottom. It was Sun and Moon. Agreed. It's like the only
Yes.
thing that we agreed about.
So, and then it was between.
It was.
So
I think it was Orange
it was
Island, basically.
yeah. So well, you first did Johto and then Orange Islands, but I'm thinking after Sun and Moon would be Orange Islands and then Johto, because I think Johto as a whole is like, better than Orange Islands, personally. Okay,
Or
so
we can just put them as tied because you're connected with each
I
other.
I don't think Johto deserves that.
I feel like it deserves that.
There was so much personality to the. I just love. Okay, I think what I love the most about the Johto series is the starter Pokemon. In the
Yeah.
series, they had so much personality.
Right.
But
I also forgot about the whole Charizard arc. Well,
yeah, Charizard gets
Oh, yeah.
better.
I agree. I agree with you. Charizard should be. I mean, Orange Islands, then Johto.
Okay, so starting from the top. Journeys, Sun and Moon, Orange Islands, Johto. We split because I might need to. I said Sinnoh and you said the Indigo League, but I'm thinking of putting Sinnoh higher than Unova.
Mm.
So you're keeping the Indigo League at number 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say Unova.
Okay, yes, that was my number 4.
And then you have Unova.
Yes.
And I am saying Sinnoh.
Okay.
And then I had Hoenn.
We agreed on Hoenn for number 3.
Where did you put Sinnoh then?
Sinnoh was number 2.
Oh, right. That's right. Okay. Yeah, I feel like depending on the day, I could change my mind between where Hoenn and Sinnoh are. They're just so similar in my mind. And then, okay, so number 2 was Indigo League for me, Sinnoh for you, and then X and Y number 1.
Yes.
I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so
do we want to cover any questions that we forgot about?
oh, right. Let's do that.
So we answered quite a number of them without actually defining that we're answering them.
Yeah, so okay, so
questions.
Robo Bunny asks, who's your favorite character and why?
And favorite season, we went over favorite
season. Yeah. So, favorite character.
Favorite character for me would be Serena.
I think I agree.
We basically went over it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Okay, worst character. Go.
We're talking about yes, go. There we go.
Is that fair? Is that fair? I almost want to. I feel like there's someone in Sun and Moon that was just kind of but at least they were all kind of.
Honestly, all the characters in Sun and Moon were meh.
I kind of liked Lily.
Liked Lana and Mallow.
Yeah. What about Kiawe?
I liked Kiawe, yeah.
What's Electric Kid?
Sophocles. I didn't like Sophocles that much. He annoyed me.
Yeah. It might be between him and Go. Yeah. Go is just yeah. I don't know. Okay. So, who's your favorite partner Pokemon pair besides Ash and Pikachu?
I think Iris and Axew.
Ah, yeah.
Or which one? Rock and Happiny was also very cute. Misty and Togepi.
Oh yeah. Man, I love that. Yeah, I might have to go with Misty and Togepi. I'm thinking like I like Dawn and Piplup, but Use Bubble Beam got old really fast. 'Cause it's always just Piplup, use Bubble Beam. Was like yeah.
I always thought was a cute combo. My Iris always got on my nerves. Axew was such a little baby as well. I think Misty and Togepi, yeah.
I think I have to agree. As far as a not like main character, one that I thought of, remember in the first Pokemon League that one kid that Sparky.
Yes, that was great. Yeah, Sparky. Sparky.
Yeah, wasn't the kid? Wasn't his name like Richie?
He and Sparky, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Talk
okay.
about our favorite movies.
I am actually sorry. I know he said besides Detective Pikachu, but I am curious your thoughts on Detective Pikachu while we're talking about this.
It was okay. I don't know. It was just sort of meh. It was like a fever dream for me. I watched it when I was like sleep deprived or something.
Oh. I was like in love with the movie. I don't know why. I do know why. It's because Pokemon in the real world was just incredible to me. So I've watched that movie like
Still
at
can't
least
get
3 times.
Yeah. Still can't get Mr. Mime out of my head though.
Yeah.
That for me is a deal breaker.
Yeah, some of them looked a little creepier than others.
Mhm.
Okay, who would win, Nimona or Ash?
I feel like Ash would if it was his X and Y team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ash is just also has all that experience.
Yeah. Mona is just a cocky little, just very cocky and just full of herself, in my opinion.
I don't like her that much.
Neither do I.
Yeah. Okay. This next question, Brock or Misty?
I think Brock. Brock was there for like three whole regions. Which is equivalent to like 12 seasons.
Yeah.
He just
I
had,
think, yeah.
it was just so entertaining. Toxicroak, Max, his Happiny, and becoming a doctor.
Yes.
That to me was really cool.
His falling head over heels for every girl that he sees.
Yeah, plus that was entertaining. Plus he had a couple moments where he almost won a person over.
Hey, and Sun and Moon.
Oh yeah.
It's like they did all the things we wanted in the wrong way in that series.
I know, and I feel like they should have built more on Sun and Moon though. Like built more off of that one episode, and that was how that actually turned out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This next one. Will they ever make an anime out of the manga?
I have my doubts, but I would watch it. Like a mature.
That's what we want. Okay, all the things that you're talking about, like make a split between like the Pokemon anime for kids and then the older kid / adult. Like that is the manga.
Because the manga is honestly quite a bit more mature than the anime.
And it's interesting.
Yes. It depends on which manga series you're talking about. Because there's protagonist from the Red and Blue manga that stretches out into... I forgot where he stops. Then there's the Sinnoh protagonist.
Each one has its own protagonist. So like Johto, it's a different kid, and then I've read all of the only one that I've read all of is the Hoenn arc, the 2 main characters. I really enjoyed that, and I've read a fair amount of the Sinnoh one and Johto one.
I've read mainly the Sinnoh one. I believe I finished it. I don't remember. Either way, I feel like it would be very entertaining. I love how it's just so connected to the actual video games. Rather than its own, like, story. And I just feel like it's so much more mature, and if they made it, it would be brilliant. Doubt a little. Because is it even made by the actual Pokemon company?
It's like distributed by them, I think, but not. It's its own thing, I think.
Yeah, which is why I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. But I really want it to.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Next question. What do you think of the Hoenn anime?
Oh, we sort of talked about it.
Oh yeah, good point. We did. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't thinking when I was reading it. Okay, and then we talked about Pokemon movie. Journeys was a bust.
So it was. We already talked about it.
Okay, and then we decided on Hoopa, I guess, being the best XY movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that for the questions.
Thank you for tuning into this very special episode of the podcast. Don't forget to join the Discord as I'll be playing Hollow Knight to 112% once we do so. We're currently at 37 people over on Discord, so we're over a third of the way there. And I'm not too sure about playing Hollow Knight, so make me have to play Hollow Knight. Also, don't forget to check us out on Instagram at the Gamer Girl Podcast. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, Amazon Music, Audible, and wherever you listen to us. Also, leave us a like and subscribe on YouTube at the Gamer Girl Podcast, and please check out the Gamer Girls Maddie and Maddie, Maddie Beth, and Purple Ray Olu over on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in again. Until next time, bye!